Hello family, welcome back to another episode of the Rooftop Corner. This is a show where I talk a lot about the 100 girlfriends who really love your manga series, all sorts of news and topics and the like surrounding that manga. I am your host for today, Rindo, and I'm cosplaying as DJ No Smoking Before 20, and I'm here to tell you family, please do not smoke before 20, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive. Well, disclaimer by the way, this is just water. But anyway, today's news family, there's quite a lot, hence why I sort of uploaded this kind of late, because I also wanted to get a particular piece of information that I wanted to I wanted to be sure that I want to share it with you today, right? And that is the birthdays of the girlfriends, right? Today is September. Is what I would call Suntember. I think I should name it better. It's essentially the month of celebrating three girlfriend characters who also happen to be tsunderes, right? Now, first and foremost, the first girlfriend whose birthday we celebrated rather on September 3rd was none other than Kurumi, right? On September 6th, we celebrated Mai's birthday, and September 9th, which is today, or as of the recording of this video, it's Karane's birthday, right? And I also love how, for one, right? September, all of these characters happen to be tsunderes. There's that, and their birthdays also, follow that sort of pattern, 369, right? Multiples of 3. I think that's pretty cool. Could it be a coincidence? I don't know. But aside from celebrating the birthdays, right? You have also these amazing birthday cards sent from the official Hyakkano Twitter X page, right? And also these fan art as well from the many talented artists in the Hyakkano community. I'll put a link to the hashtags. I'll put the hashtags rather down below for you to check them out on X. What's more, family? Last week I've talked about the release, right? They are going to be releasing the first episode of the Kanojo Radio, which is a radio show that talks about the behind the scenes, right? All sorts of behind the scenes and sort of exclusive content, so to speak, regarding the production or surrounding the production of the anime. And the first episode of that has already been released on YouTube. I'll put the link down below for you to check it out as well, right? Aside from that, I really love the ASMR elements of it as well. I think it's pretty cool. And as far as I know, they're also will be receiving they're open, I guess, would you call that term? They're open to receive fan mails and the like, talking about their experience with the radio and such. So that's pretty cool, right? It's the engagement. What I really love about this sort of campaigning, so to speak, right, in preparation for the anime's arrival, is the all sorts of moves that they really pull off, that the Hyakkano team pull off in order to keep us entertained, so to speak, right? But also really engage with the fans, right? And to ensure that, hey, this is something to be really excited about. Nakamura Sensei and Nozuwa Sensei commented on Wataru Kato, the voice of Rentaro himself, the man himself. They gave their comments on his performance, and this is what they have to say, and courtesy of a rough Google Translate, right? From a rough Google Translate rather. And I quote from the comments. He has a sincere voice, a voice that you can tell that he really loves his girlfriends. Check. Wataru Kato has such a gentle, and I would say I might as well add genuine as well, yeah. He has such a gentle, cool, and cute voice that really fits perfectly for Rentaro's character, right? And they also worried about Kato-san's throat, right? Considering, or probably because of how much screaming that he has to do, especially when he's around his girlfriends. Because if you read this manga, there's a lot of gag scenes, comedic scenes, right? That involves a lot of, vocal work, so to speak. And Wataru Kato, in the promotional videos that we see, he does that and delivers that perfectly as well. I really love it. While we're on the train of Wataru Kato, he has done the Kimi no Koto ga die but 100 times challenge. It's a challenge where the voice actors say the title of this manga, Kimi no Koto ga die daisuki na Hyakkano no Kanojo, but the die, or roughly translated to really in English, right, is repeated 100 times. So there's that. There's also a Rentaro wallpaper and profile picture which you can save to your phone. I'll put the link down below as well. There's also this Rentaro's inspired flower arrangement. And speaking of flower arrangements, the entire Avengers team has been assembled because they've also revealed a large gathering, right, a sort of group gathering of the previous flower arrangements from the previous characters, or inspired flower arrangements from the other characters, right? And they all come accumulated in this wonderful picture right here. Moving forward, we have the character designer Akane Yano-san, who is the character designer of the anime's characters, right? They did an interview with her and asking her a couple of questions, and this is what they came out, right? Question number 1: what is the most important thing when designing the characters, or what's an important thing to consider, right, when designing these characters? To which Akane Yano-san replied that she wanted to incorporate the sparkling eyes art style found in the manga, right? In Nozowa Sensei's art, you will notice that the eyes of her characters have that sort of highlight, right, that sort of look like a triple Venn diagram, right? And she wanted to make the personalities of each of these characters really stand out, so you can tell from a glance about their whole persona, right, and about who they are. Second question: which parts of the character design are you particular about, right? Or what you wanted to, I guess, highlight, or what's the thing that you should watch out for, or that you should be conscious of when designing these characters? The characters in the series have distinctive body shapes, right? Which you can tell from looking at their silhouettes, right? So they're really distinctive. They really stand out on their own, right? And sometimes artists would make slight changes to the character designing to exaggerate some of their features. And with Nozowa Sensei, who is the illustrator of this manga, right? With Nozowa Sensei, she would also, do that sort of exaggeration with Hakari's thighs, for instance, right? And so when designing Hakari's anime figure, she has to make sure to take note of that sort of change as well. Another thing would be the quote-unquote tightening, right, so to speak, of Karane's waist to sort of balance it out, and drawing out all the differences of the body shapes of each character is essentially really fun to do as well, Third question, this is the final question that was given. Are there many quote-unquote gag faces, right? There are many gag faces, quote-unquote, in this work, and how do you feel about drawing them, right? So gag faces would refer to the goofy faces, right, that the characters would make, overly exaggerated features that the characters would make whenever there is a comedic moment or a punchline that's incoming, right? So there's that. And to which Akane Yano-san answered that in designing these faces, she tries not to deviate too much from the original style. But Nozowa Sensei also said that it is okay to do a bit of exaggerating, right? Especially to the gag faces in the anime, because Yano-san is still learning about making this sort of gag style to make it more interesting and also have fun in the process, since there are also some elements that are unique to an anime medium. And this is especially true, right? Needless to say that there's clearly a huge difference between what's presented in a manga, right, and adapting it into a anime, of which there's going to be motion, voice, and a lot of other elements involved that want to make it or present it as more real or as creative, right, to the medium of anime, right? And in the case of gag faces, where there's a lot of, I guess I've said expression and exaggeration to that, expressing that sort of emotion in anime can be quite a challenge, so to speak, right? In a way, especially to make sure that it doesn't really fall off or doesn't really deviate too far from how readers rather of the manga originally perceived it as, right? Sure enough, there's a lot of references as well, and other really good ways that other animes, other mediums have sort of done this whole perspective, right, of different gag faces. But the way I see it, from looking at the promotional videos so far, I really enjoyed the styles incorporated into the gag faces and all the other comedic moments, right? In my opinion, I think it works great, but we'll have to wait and see even more from the as we watch the anime, right, on the anime's release. So this here is another big news, family. Now we're already at the 30-day mark, or at least up to this moment, it's 29 days until the anime, family. Wow, 29 days, about a month left already. A month left until the anime's release, and I'm so excited, right? So on the 30th day, there's no promotional video that was released, right? But instead we have a showing, right, of the entire cast of the Hyakkano anime signing 100 posters, right? And you can watch it on on YouTube. The link will be down below, right? And what's more, these 100 posters, right, will be on display at various animate shops, right, which is a Japanese anime merch store, so to speak, right. And starting on September 11th, it will be there will be these animate shops branches will be displaying them on September 11th. But take note as well, of course, family, this is only going to be within Japan, right? So a nationwide launch of these posters, so to speak, right? And I think that's pretty cool, you know, that sort of campaigning of the anime, right? What's more, we also see Wataru Kato, the voice of Rentaro, right, delivering these posters at various animate shops as well. Now, after that long break, we finally have the release of the latest chapter, which is chapter 148, which I would like to call His Name Part 2. Now, this is a sort of recurring chapter activity, so to speak, right? That happened at the end of the third volume of the series, right? Where essentially, thanks to Kusuri's potions, right, the family got in a whole Your Name situation, right? The movie Your Name, right, wherein they all switched bodies, and you have this sort of gimmick, or this you know, refreshing theme, right, or refreshing perspective to see the girlfriends having personalities in different bodies, right? So for instance, you have Uto's body being all, you know, seductive and the like Hakari, so on and so forth. But anyway, I'm glad we get to see more of that. It's really so. And yeah, just excited for the second part of it, because this is actually a two-parter, and very much so, considering that there are more girlfriends, more characters in this story. So of course, it's gonna be divided into parts. And fun chapter, can't wait for the next one. And with that being said, thank you for listening, family. This has been Rindo, cosplaying as DJ No Smoking Before 20, signing off. Take care, family.